Then, what's your favorite type of abortion?
I think this is a place where I suspect you.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a closer look at a tense committee hearing where Representative Brandon Gill completely flipped the script on a leading abortion rights advocate. The law professor entered the hearing ready to deliver a polished defense of the modern abortion movement, but Gill wasted no time challenging her narrative. He brought up the once common phrase, safe, legal, and rare, a slogan many Democrats and activists used for years, and used it to expose how drastically the conversation around abortion has shifted on the left.
Thank you for hosting this hearing. Ms. Waters, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. You're an advocate for abortion, for abortion policy. Do you believe that abortion should be safe, legal, and rare?
I believe the abortion decision should be left to a patient and their doctor and their family and their God.
Do you believe it should be safe, legal, and rare?
I believe it should be safe, legal, and rare, yes.
Okay, why should it be rare?
Because if we are engaging in public health activities appropriately, we are able to prevent pregnancies when people want to prevent pregnancies. So
do you support any limits on abortion?
I didn't hear your question.
Do you support any limits on abortion?
I think this is a place where I suspect you and I will fundamentally disagree. What I believe is that the abortion decision should fundamentally, because it is medical care.
Do you support any limits at all? It's just yes or no.
You would let me finish my question.
It's just a yes or no. Do you think that there should be any limits on abortion?
I came here with the goal of providing truthful and accurate testimony. And so in order to truthfully and accurately answer your question, what I would say is I fundamentally believe that the question of abortion should be left to a patient and their doctor and their family. I don't want to interfere in medical decisions.
Okay, so I'll take that as a no. Is that a good summary of your testimony?
I think I answered your question.
Okay, I think that's a no then. What's your favorite type of abortion?
I am an advocate for patients having access to the full realm of reproductive health care.
But do you have a preferred method of abortion that you like?
I do not.
Let me read through a couple different methods, and I want to get your take on how much you like these. The first type is called a suction abortion. This is when the cervix is dilated and a strong suction, 29 times the power of a household vacuum cleaner, the baby's body apart, sucks it through the hose into a container. Do you prefer that method?
I stand by my former testimony.
That sounds kind of gross, doesn't it? Sounds pretty gruesome. Do you agree? It does to me.
I stand by how I answered your question fully and accurately.
Okay, what about this one? This one is called dilation and curettage. After dilation of the cervix, a sharp looped knife is inserted into the uterus. The baby's body is extracted, often by suction. Do you prefer that method?
What I believe we are here to talk about today is the FACE Act. We are not here to talk about the legality of abortion.
I'm asking you, you're a pro-abortion advocate. I'm asking if you prefer the dilation and curettage method.
I am a access to reproductive health care advocate.
You don't want to talk about abortion itself. Why is that?
I would prefer to talk about the reason that the committee called the hearing.
Is it because it's uncomfortable to talk about?
I would prefer
it should be uncomfortable.
I would prefer, if you would let me finish my statement, to talk about the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act, which is what I was asked to come
what that access gets. How about this one? It's called dilation and evacuation. Forceps are inserted into the uterus and the baby's body to for him or her. If the head is too large, it must be in order to remove it. Do you prefer that method?
I would prefer to talk about the reason the hearing was called and the basis of my expert testimony.
It's uncomfortable to hear this, isn't it? It is. I think it is, because it's barbaric and evil. How about this one? It's called the saline injection. It's when a 20% salt solution is injected through the mother's abdomen into the fluid. The baby's skin is off. The baby the solution and dies of salt poisoning, dehydration, and of the brain. Do you prefer that method?
I would prefer to talk about the subject of the hearing.
This is the subject of the hearing. This is about protests outside of abortion clinics. I'm asking you about abortion.
I stand by my prior testimony.
Okay. I wouldn't want to talk about this either if I were you, because it is barbaric and evil. With that, I yield remaining time to the chairman. Thank you.
I think the gentleman from Texas, and I'll only note in the remaining 10 seconds, is that a good deal of the efforts by my Democratic colleagues to talk about this issue has moved to the core question of abortion and what is carried on and the activities that are carried on at Planned Parenthood and other facilities. So I think the question by the gentleman from Texas is in line. I'll now recognize.
Gill then pushed the witness even further, pressing her to admit on the record that abortion should be considered rare. And in that moment, he exposed what he argued was the movement's biggest contradiction. If abortion is described as ordinary healthcare, why should it be rare at all? The witness immediately realized the line of questioning was turning against her. Gill followed up with a blunt question: do you support any limits on abortion? Instead of giving a direct answer, the witness pivoted into broad talking points about reproductive healthcare and personal choice. But Gill refused to let the conversation drift. He treated the refusal to answer as an answer in itself and intensified the exchange with another provocative question that instantly changed the tone in the room. The hearing suddenly became extremely tense. The witness appeared caught off guard as Gill continued pressing for clarity while she attempted to redirect the discussion back toward broader policy arguments. He accused abortion rights advocates of relying on sanitized political language to avoid discussing the procedures themselves, while she argued that the hearing was supposed to focus on legislation and access to healthcare. As the questioning continued, Gill began describing various abortion procedures in graphic medical terms, arguing that the public rarely hears those realities discussed openly in Congress or the media. The room grew noticeably uncomfortable as he challenged the witness on whether hearing those descriptions made her uneasy. She repeatedly tried to return the discussion to the committee's stated topic, but Gill insisted that the procedures were directly relevant to the debate. By the end of the exchange, both sides had clearly drawn their lines. Gill framed the confrontation as proof that abortion rights advocates struggle to defend the details of the procedures they support when discussed openly and directly. Supporters of the witness, meanwhile, viewed the questioning as deliberately inflammatory and designed to provoke rather than inform. The heated hearing quickly sparked strong reactions online, with supporters praising Gill for confronting the issue head-on and critics accusing him of turning the committee into political theater. What did you think of the exchange? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more political breakdowns.